Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. This is a question on finding a percentage of an amount. We've got to work out 43% of 900. We've got to write the answer in this box here, and this will give you 1 mark in the exam. Now your key facts, you need to remember that percentage is out of 100. So percentage, the meaning of percentage is out of 100. And here I've got 100 squares. There are 10 across and 10 down. So 10 times 10 is 100. So 100 of little squares is equivalent to 900. So that is what the whole thing, 100% is equivalent to 900. So we've got to work out 43% of this 900, and that means 43 little squares. So what is the value of 43 little squares from within here if the whole lot is equivalent to 900? So the steps we're going to use to work this out, we're going to find 10% first. Now 10% is equivalent to 1 strip, that's 10 squares. So 10%, each percentage is a square, so 10% is 10 squares. And if I've got to work out, if I know the whole amount and I want to work out 1 strip, I'm going to divide by 10 because I've got 10 strips going across the top. So that gives me 10%. Then to find 40%, I've got 1 strip, which is 10%. So 40 strips is 10, 20, 30, 40. It's 4 strips. So come across 4 times by the 10 gives you 40%. We've then got to work out 1%, so that's equivalent to 1 of these little squares. So if the whole thing is 100 and to find 1 square, you can divide by 100, which is the same as divided by 10 and divided by 10 again. So it's the answer you got to 10%, so 1 strip is 10%, divide that by 10, that gives you 1 little square. Then we need to work out 3% because we've got 43%. So 3%, if I know 1 square value, if I multiply that by 3, that will give me 3%. So that's multiplying the 1% answer by 3. Then to find 43%, you take your 40% that you've worked out plus your 3% together, and that will give you 43%. Press pause, have a go at working out the answer, and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. Fantastic work, well done. So hopefully you started off by finding 10% of 900. So this whole square here is equivalent to 900, and if I divide it by 10, that gives me 1 strip here, and 900 divided by 10 is 90. Next, I've got to work out 40% because I've got 43. 43 can be split into a 40 and a 3. So if I take the answer I've just got and multiply it by 4, that gives me this section here. That is 40% of the 900. So that's 90 times by 4. Now 0 times 4 is 0. 9 times 4 is 36. So that is 360. Now I need to work out what one of these little squares is. So I'm now going to be working out 1%. So to find 1%, I've got to do 1 little square here. Okay, so it could be done by doing the 900 divided by 100, which will give you 9, or take your 10% answer, which was 90, divide that by 10. 90 divided by 10 is also 9. So that is 1. But we want to find 3% because we've got 43%. So I've got to do 3%, which is going to be 9 times 3, which is just going to be 27. So this section here is equivalent to 27. The big pink section is equivalent to 360. The purple section is 27. So to work out the total area, or the total number of squares, for 43%, we've got to do 360 plus 27, which is going to give me 387, which needs to get written in the box. Give yourself a big tick if you got that correct. So we've just worked out the area of these pink and purple squares, which is equivalent to 43% of 900. Well done. The mark scheme on this question shows the answer is 387 for 1M, which means 1 method mark. If you're dealing with percentages, you are not allowed to write a percentage after your answer. You're working out a percentage of an amount. So if it's an amount of money, you would write a pound sign or something at the beginning, but you cannot write a percentage sign afterwards. It's just 387 because there's no units given this question. So you will not get the mark if you put a percentage at the end. If you found this video useful, please share, like and subscribe so we can all get great at maths. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Please follow Get Great at Maths on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and X. What do you want to see next on Get Great at Maths? Please comment below. See you next time.